A $20 million mansion suddenly hits the market, right when one of Hollywood's most talked about relationships starts showing subtle cracks. Coincidence? Or a silent signal that something deeper is unfolding between Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet? Before we dive in, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop your opinion in the comments right now, because what you're about to hear might completely change how you see this relationship. After their headline-making appearance at Coachella 2026, fans couldn't look away. The chemistry felt real. The glances, the closeness, the effortless connection, it all seemed to confirm that this wasn't just another celebrity fling. This was something serious. Something different. But behind the flashing cameras and viral moments, pressure was building. Industry insiders have started to speak out, hinting that Timothee is now facing a critical turning point in his career. With major projects lined up and expectations at an all-time high, every move he makes is under scrutiny. And that includes his personal life. According to sources, there's growing concern within his inner circle that distractions, especially high-profile relationships, could impact his long-term trajectory in Hollywood. On the other side, Kylie Jenner isn't just a public figure, she's a global brand. A business empire. A cultural force. Being in a relationship with someone like Kylie means stepping into a constant spotlight, where every moment is analyzed, dissected, and judged. And then, the unexpected move. Reports surface that Kylie has listed her $20 million mansion for sale. No warning. No clear explanation. Just a move that instantly sparked speculation across the internet. Some believe it's a simple business decision. After all, Kylie is known for making strategic real estate moves. But others aren't convinced. Because in Hollywood, timing is everything, and this timing feels intentional. Is she preparing for a new chapter? A lifestyle shift? Or is this connected to what's happening behind closed doors? Here's where things start to get even more intriguing. Sources close to the situation suggest that after Coachella, something shifted. Not dramatically. Not publicly. But subtly. Communication reportedly changed. Schedules became harder to align. Priorities began to pull them in different directions. No explosive arguments. No public fallout. Just distance. And sometimes, that's even more telling. But wait, because this is where the narrative takes a surprising turn. Other insiders claim the opposite. They say the relationship isn't falling apart, it's being tested. They argue that this level of pressure is normal for couples operating under such intense public scrutiny. In fact, some believe this phase could actually strengthen their bond, forcing them to redefine what their relationship looks like away from the spotlight. Still, the mansion sale lingers like a question that refuses to be answered. Because major life decisions rarely happen in isolation. Now we reach the heart of the story. This isn't just about real estate. It's not even just about romance. It's about two powerful individuals from completely different worlds trying to find balance. Timothee, known for his artistic credibility and carefully curated career path. Kylie, a mogul who thrives in visibility, influence, and constant engagement with the public. Two worlds colliding. And when that happens, something has to give. Yet despite all the speculation, there's no confirmed breakup. No official statement. In fact, the two have reportedly continued to support each other, just in a more private, controlled way. And maybe that's the real story here. Not a breakup. Not a scandal. But a shift. A transition from public spectacle to something more protected. More intentional. More real. So the question remains, are we witnessing the beginning of the end, or the evolution of something stronger? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet can survive the pressure, or is this the moment everything starts to fall apart? Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind Hollywood's biggest headlines, because the truth is often more complicated than it seems. And just when it seems like the narrative has reached its limit, another subtle shift begins to surface, one that could completely reshape how this entire situation is understood. Because behind closed doors, timing, silence, and movement often tell a much bigger story than any headline ever could. In recent weeks, insiders have pointed out that Kylie Jenner has been spending more time focusing on tightly controlled appearances. Fewer spontaneous outings, fewer unpredictable moments, and a noticeable shift toward environments where every detail is curated. This isn't new for her, but the intensity of that control has reportedly increased. And that raises a question that's hard to ignore. Is this about maintaining image or protecting something more fragile? At the same time, Timothée Chalamet has been described as locked in on his craft. Meetings, rehearsals, creative discussions, his schedule is said to be more structured than ever. Some even claim he's intentionally creating distance from anything that could disrupt his focus. Now, put those two realities side by side. One person tightening control over public exposure. The other narrowing focus toward professional precision. Individually, these moves make perfect sense. Together, they create distance. And distance, especially when left unaddressed, has a way of evolving into something else entirely. But here's where things get even more layered. There's growing speculation that both of them are fully aware of this shift, and are choosing not to rush into any dramatic decisions. Instead, they may be allowing the situation to unfold naturally, without forcing outcomes or reacting impulsively to external pressure. If that's true, then what we're witnessing isn't a collapse. It's a pause. A moment of recalibration. And those moments can go in two very different directions. They can either bring people back together with greater clarity, or quietly lead them apart. What makes this situation so compelling is how little is actually confirmed. There are no official statements. No public confrontations. No clear narrative being pushed by either side. Just fragments, signals, and interpretations. But sometimes, the absence of clarity is where the truth hides best. Because it forces us to look deeper, to notice patterns, to ask questions that don't have immediate answers. For example, why now? Why does the mansion listing, the shift in appearances, and the increased career focus all seem to align within the same time frame? Is it coincidence? Or coordination? Some observers believe this could be part of a broader strategy, one that involves redefining personal and professional boundaries without creating unnecessary media chaos. In an era where every detail can spiral into a viral headline, controlling the narrative often means saying less, not more. And both Kylie and Timothee understand that better than most. But then again, strategy doesn't eliminate emotion. And relationships, no matter how high profile, are still built on human connection. Which brings us to another possibility. What if the pressure isn't just external? What if, behind all the headlines and speculation, they're facing the same questions that any couple eventually encounters? Where is this going? What are we willing to sacrifice? And what matters most in the long run? Those questions don't come with easy answers. Especially when the stakes are this high. Because for Timothée Chalamet, the next few years could define his entire legacy. Every role, every decision, every association contributes to a narrative that he has spent years carefully building. And for Kylie Jenner, evolution is constant. Reinvention isn't optional, it's necessary. Staying relevant, expanding influence, and maintaining control over her empire requires continuous movement. Neither of those paths is wrong. But aligning them? That's the challenge. And challenges like this don't always resolve in obvious ways. Sometimes, they lead to unexpected compromises. Other times, they reveal differences that were always there, but never fully acknowledged. And occasionally, they create space for something entirely new. Now here's the part that most people aren't talking about. What if this moment, this uncertainty, this shift, this quiet tension, is actually the most honest phase of their relationship so far? Because when everything is public, it's easy to perform. To present a version of a relationship that fits expectations. But when things go quiet, when the cameras pull back, when the narrative becomes unclear, that's when reality starts to take over. No filters. No scripts. Just decisions. And consequences. So maybe the mansion isn't just a property. Maybe it's a symbol of transition. Of letting go of one phase to make room for another. Whether that phase includes both of them or leads them in separate directions is still unclear. But one thing is certain. This story isn't static. It's evolving. And the next development, whatever it may be, won't just add to the narrative. It will redefine it. So stay alert. Watch the details others might overlook. Because in stories like this, the biggest revelations rarely come from grand announcements. They come from small, almost invisible shifts that only make sense when you connect them over time. And when that moment arrives, when everything finally clicks into place, you'll realize that the signs were there all along. Until then, the question remains open. Not just about where this relationship is headed, but about what it's becoming. So what's your take? Is this a carefully managed transition, a relationship under pressure, or the beginning of two separate paths forming quietly behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts below, keep the conversation going, and make sure you stay connected, because this story is still unfolding, and the next chapter might change everything we think we know. And just when it feels like every possible angle has been explored, something even more subtle begins to take shape, something that doesn't rely on headlines, leaks, or insider quotes, but on patterns that only become visible when you step back and look at the bigger picture. Because this isn't just a story about a mansion, or a relationship, or even two global figures navigating fame. It's a story about timing, alignment, and the quiet decisions that redefine everything. In the past, moments like this in Hollywood would play out loudly. There would be statements, dramatic exits, public appearances designed to send a message. But here, with Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet, the opposite seems to be happening. The quieter it gets, the more intense the speculation becomes. And that silence? It's not empty. It's strategic. It's deliberate. And possibly, it's necessary. Because consider this, when two people operate at the level they do, every word can be dissected, every appearance can shift perception, and every decision can ripple across industries. In that environment, saying nothing can actually be the most powerful move. But silence also creates space. And in that space, narratives form. Some say they're growing apart. Others believe they're simply protecting what they have. And then there's a third perspective, one that's starting to gain traction among those watching closely. What if this is a transformation? Not a breakup. Not a pause. But a restructuring of how their relationship exists within their realities. Because let's be honest, what worked at the beginning of their connection, when everything was new and exciting, might not work now, when expectations have multiplied and pressure has intensified. Relationships evolve. But under this level of scrutiny, evolution has to happen carefully. Quietly. Almost invisibly. And that's exactly what we might be seeing. At the same time, the industry itself is shifting. Audiences are more aware than ever. They question narratives. They analyze authenticity. They look beyond surface-level appearances. And that means public figures have to adapt, not just in their careers, but in how they present their personal lives. For Timothée Chalamet, maintaining a sense of artistic integrity is crucial. His appeal isn't just about fame, it's about credibility. About being seen as someone who chooses substance over spectacle. For Kylie Jenner, the equation is different, but equally complex. Visibility is part of her power. Engagement drives influence. And yet, too much exposure in the wrong context can shift perception in ways that are hard to control. So what happens when those two dynamics intersect? Balance becomes everything. And balance is fragile. Which brings us back to the mansion. Because while it might seem like just another luxury property entering the market, its timing continues to raise questions that haven't been fully answered. Not because there's a hidden scandal waiting to be revealed, but because it aligns so precisely with everything else that's happening. The shifts. The silence. The recalibration. It all connects. But not in a way that leads to a single, clear conclusion. Instead, it opens multiple possibilities. Possibility 1, they're creating distance to protect their individual paths, allowing each other the space needed to grow without interference. Possibility 2, they're redefining the relationship on their own terms, away from public expectations, building something that doesn't rely on constant visibility. Possibility 3, they're gradually moving towards separate directions, but doing so in a way that avoids unnecessary drama or speculation. And then there's possibility 4, the one that's hardest to define, but perhaps the most realistic. That they don't have all the answers yet. That they're figuring it out in real time. Just like anyone else would, except with millions of people watching. And that's what makes this story resonate. Because beneath the fame, the wealth, and the headlines, there's something familiar about it. Uncertainty. Change. The challenge of aligning two lives that are constantly evolving. It's not simple. It's not predictable. And it's definitely not something that can be reduced to a single headline. So as the narrative continues to unfold, the real question isn't just about what's happening between Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet. It's about how we interpret what we're seeing. Are we projecting expectations onto a situation we don't fully understand? Are we reading into details that may or may not be connected? Or are we witnessing a rare example of a high-profile relationship being handled with a level of care and intention that we're simply not used to seeing? Because if it's the